Hey everyone. So, if you're a dog owner in Hemet, California, you already know that picking out a professional trainer is a really big deal. My goal here is to give you a clear, simple guide to help you make that choice and feel great about it.
And it's true, life in Hemet has its own flavor, and that means our dogs face some pretty specific situations. We're not just talking about sit and stay here. Good training really gets your dog ready for the world right outside your front door. Think about it. A great local trainer gets these challenges. We're talking about teaching your dog how to handle the heat on a walk, or how to stay calm when you see some wildlife down by the San Jacinto River, or, just walking through a busy place like the shopping centers on Florida Avenue without getting totally overwhelmed.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about what successful training actually looks like here in Hemet. Then we'll get into training methods, how to check a trainer's credentials, what you can expect to pay, and we'll wrap it all up with a final checklist of local rules and some really important questions to ask. Okay, let's jump right in with part 1, training for your Hemet life. This is all about setting some clear, realistic goals for what you and your dog are going to accomplish together.
So what does a well-trained dog in Hemet actually look like in real life? Well, it's a dog that can walk right past another dog on the sidewalk without losing its cool. It's a dog that sees those ground squirrels, and we have a lot of them, and can actually ignore them. It means having a stress-free car ride to the vet, or being able to sit politely on an outdoor patio, and definitely no pulling your arm off on a walk. These are the real-world wins.
And that leads us perfectly into our next section, understanding training methods. This is huge because it's about the philosophy behind the training, which really affects your dog's happiness and your whole relationship.
So the method you really want to look for is called positive reinforcement. The idea is actually super simple. Instead of punishing your dog for doing something wrong, you reward them for doing something right. It's all about teaching your dog what you want them to do. This builds a ton of trust and actually makes learning fun for them.
And here's why that matters for everyone in the neighborhood. A dog that's trained this way is usually just calmer and more predictable. It's better for you, it's better for your dog, and honestly, it's a lot better for your neighbors. It just helps keep the peace in the community.
So let me be really clear about this. You absolutely want to stay away from any trainer who uses fear, intimidation, or any kind of pain to get results. That kind of approach doesn't build a healthy relationship. A lot of times, it just creates bigger problems down the road, like anxiety or even aggression.
Okay, on to section 3. How do you actually know if a trainer knows their stuff? Well, looking at their certifications is a really good place to start. Now, you don't have to memorize this whole alphabet soup, but it's good to recognize them. For example, seeing something like CPDT-KA means they're a certified professional dog trainer who's passed a serious exam on animal behavior. It shows they're committed to up-to-date, science-backed methods. And if you're dealing with tougher issues like serious aggression, those other certifications show an even higher level of specialized expertise. All right, let's talk about the practical stuff in section 4, costs and formats here in Hemet. We'll look at what you should probably budget and what kind of program is going to be the best fit for you. So this table should give you a pretty good ballpark of what to expect for training costs in the Hemet area for 2025. As you can see, there's a pretty wide range, from group puppy classes on the lower end all the way up to those intensive board and train programs. Seeing the numbers helps you figure out what works for your budget. And it's not just about cost. The format really matters too. Group classes, they're fantastic for helping your dog learn to focus when there are other dogs and people around. But if your biggest headaches are happening at home, like your dog jumping on guests or surfing the counters for snacks, private sessions are probably a way better investment. The trainer comes to you and works on the problem right where it happens. All right, we're in the home stretch now. This is our final section, your checklist. We're going to pull it all together with the local rules you need to know and the questions you absolutely have to ask before you hire anybody. First things first, you gotta know the local rules. Here in Hemet and Riverside County, your dog has to be on a leash no longer than 6 feet whenever you're in public. A current rabies shot and a county license are mandatory for all dogs over 4 months old. And just remember, a ton of barking isn't just annoying for your neighbors, it can actually be considered a legal nuisance. A good trainer can help with all of this. So when you're talking to a potential trainer, have these 4 questions in your back pocket. You want to hear them say they use positive methods. You want to know their credentials. You need to understand how they're going to tailor the training specifically for your dog. And you should ask how you're both going to track progress. Their answers will tell you almost everything you need to know. And if you only remember one question to ask, make it this one. You're not looking for a cookie-cutter plan. You want a trainer who can tell you exactly how they're going to help your dog handle your daily walks in your neighborhood and fit into your life right here in Hemet. Okay, so once you've started training, you'll need some good spots to practice all these new skills. The Hemet Dog Park is perfect for working on recall in a safe off-leash area. Gibble Park is a great spot for practicing those calm, leashed walks around other people and families. And the trails out at Diamond Valley Lake, they are awesome for teaching your dog to stay focused with bigger distractions like bikes and wildlife. And really, this is what it's all about. Putting in the effort to find a good trainer completely changes what it's like to own a dog. It makes those walks in Gibble Park, those hikes at Diamond Valley Lake, and even just running errands around town so much more enjoyable and way less stressful for both of you.